Hi, good morning, good evening. Welcome to you all, wherever you are. You must have seen many videos talking about how the tech layoffs were bad in 2023 and it could be worse in 2024. I'm not going to talk about that. So what I'm going to talk about? I'm going to talk about what can you do in these circumstances to navigate through this unavoidable circumstances. My name is Abhishek Srivastava. I have more than 29 years of experience in the industry of information technology. I have worked as a programmer, business analyst, project and program manager. I have seen two IT industry crises before. One was in 2000, which was the dot-com bust. And the second one was the 2008 financial crisis caused by Lehman Brothers fall. Now, both these crises were different in nature, but the second one was very global in nature and it affected a lot of people, a lot of companies, and there were large-scale layoffs. Having experienced these two events and coming out of it stronger, I feel I can give you a couple of suggestions to help you survive through these tough times and come out stronger in the long run. So let's get started. In life, there are things which you cannot control and change, and there are things which you can change or control. In today's video, I'm going to talk about things which are beyond our control. So we can't do anything about it. But there could be certain things which we can do which will affect our future career. And even if this kind of a crisis comes again, we can remain unaffected. First, let's talk about things which we cannot control. Number one, tech layoffs may continue in 2024. This is something which you cannot do anything about. Layoffs are happening because companies overhired during the COVID period, thinking that this kind of an increase in demand is going to continue. But the demand slowed down as the COVID period subsided and normal life started. The economy overall, because of the subsidies which countries have given, the inflation rates were higher. Global economy is in difficult times. On top of it, artificial intelligence has also created some amount of layoffs. Now, these things are beyond our control and we cannot do anything about it. So, we need to think about what we can do. Let me talk about another thing which is related to artificial intelligence. Second thing which you cannot control is the rate at which technology is growing. It is growing very fast and it's making certain jobs redundant, leading to layoffs in that area. It is possible that it may create new types of jobs which I'm going to talk about in a bit of time. So these were the things which we cannot control. So now what are the things in my view which is under our control and we can do something about it so that we can have a better survival during these tough times. First, it's always time to assess yourself when you are going through a difficult time. Introspect yourself. If you haven't done this before, please spend some time assessing yourself. For you, you are the most valuable person. So start giving yourself importance, which you deserve. So what do you need to evaluate? Your weaknesses and shortcomings, which may be hampering your growth. Everybody may have certain weaknesses. Nobody is perfect. So what are those weaknesses which are preventing your growth in the organization? These shortcomings can be related to soft skills, hard skills, and the type of role you are currently in. Let me give you my own example. For many years, when I was a programmer, even after joining the IT sector, meaning, I was really scared of making a presentation. I used to find a reason to avoid such events. Either I used to fall sick or something like that, so that I don't have to face people where I am going to say anything. So as long as I was a programmer, it was okay. I could manage it. But later on, when I decided to become a business analyst, that started to really hit me. Because as a business analyst or anyone who is doing a customer facing role, you cannot survive without presentation skills. So I had to work on it. I really worked on it, put in a lot of hard work, practiced it enough to start making that attempt to make presentations to the customers. I made a lot of mistakes. Believe me, I made a lot of mistakes and I got into certain very embarrassing situations. But I kept at it. And now, if I look back, I believe that that particular skill helped me a lot in my career. And even now it is helping me, because even to help you learn something or share my experiences, I need to have better communication and presentation skills. Otherwise, how can I help you if I am not able to tell what I want to, isn't it? So make sure that you identify what are the weak points which you need to work on professionally. So that is the first thing which you can do. Unfortunately, if you are laid off, then also you can work on it. Even if you are in the job, and whether you are laid off or not, still this is something which you can always look at. Second thing, keep your eyes and ears open. In today's fast changing world, you not only need to upskill yourself continuously, but you also need to watch the industry trends and your employer performance. Study the industry. Every industry, whether IT or non-IT, like banks, insurance, and so on, has its own dynamics and competitiveness. Companies need to continuously evolve by adopting certain best practices, adopting new technologies, else companies may collapse, like what happened with Nokia. Now, let me give you some glimpses as to what happened to these layoffs. That will help you in understanding what was the trend in these layoffs. In January 2023, Amazon laid off 18,000 employees in the largest job cut in the company's history. So 2023 and 24, Amazon laid off 18,000 employees from Amazon Stores, People Experience and Technology Solutions Division, which was related to voice-based digital assistant and similar products. In 2024, Amazon has confirmed that it will be laying off hundreds of workers inside its Prime Video and MGM Studio teams. Why? Because probably they are not doing better, and Amazon wants to prioritize its investment for long-term success. And what are those long-term success trends? AI is one of them. Google is reducing the number of employees in the hardware division, which means it will also lay off people from hardware division, voice-based digital assistant, and the engineering teams. Now, these layoffs have been at a gross level. This is not selective, that only the people who are performing badly were laid off. Everybody was laid off, or a majority of the people from the divisions which were not doing well have been laid off. So you as an employee cannot remain unaffected if companies or the division you are working on is not doing well. So what you should be looking at or watching? First, any technology which is becoming obsolete, like you saw just now, the voice-based engines like Alexa and Google's voice-based assistant. Employees were laid off from there. So keep an eye on that. Number two, performance itself of a company or the unit in which you are working. Is it doing well? Is it making enough profit to sustain the division? Because long-term losses cannot be sustained. So whenever the tough time comes, these are the first ones to go, which is what has happened in the cases which I mentioned. So keep an eye. It's not enough just to focus on your skills. You need to keep your eyes and ears open. Also, technology trends make certain functions and jobs redundant. So there will be layoffs in those divisions. For example, AI can make many jobs redundant which require or which can be done by AI. But it doesn't mean that AI can replace everything. Human intelligence cannot be replaced. At least in the foreseeable future, it is not going to happen. So maybe there are certain jobs which have become redundant, but there are going to be jobs which will become more in demand and will become stronger. For example, process analysts. Even in AI space, people who have the ability to understand how AI can automate processes for getting better business value. AI engineers will work to develop the AI solution. AI solution is not one-time development. It has to grow. It has to improve. Just like any other technology, the solutions also need to improve. So the engineers who are working on AI technologies will always be in demand. The business analysts, the professionals who work with the customers to understand how they can use AI. AI as a technology is not enough to help anyone. It needs to create some value. This is true for any technology. Technology itself doesn't provide solution. It has to be converted into a solution to address a problem. So business analysts are going to be in demand. Now, if you understand and look at these things, you can then train yourself for the future for these kind of roles, which will help you in most of the cases to be not laid off. Okay. But before I end, let me tell you one important thing is that if you are unfortunately you are in a position which is not favorable to you, or if you get into that situation, I understand it is a problem. Or if you may get into this situation, it is a problem and it doesn't feel good. So the idea is that try and start working on the suggestions which I've tried to give you. Try to upgrade yourself so that you can become a better version of yourself, at least in the future. Many people take a break from the job, like many females take a break and they work on their kids, they support the family and so on. Think of it as a break and try and get back to job as soon as possible by working on improving yourself. Wish you all the best. In case if you have any questions, if you need any help, any guidance, please write to me at info@techcanvass.com. Thank you. If you have liked the video, please click on the like button and subscribe to our channel. Thank you once again.